Greetings, family, and welcome to another episode of Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi. How you doing? How's everything going? The world is very, very, very strange at this time, family. By the way, have you noticed how electronics are kind of acting up around you? Have you noticed any weird things around you? Let me know in the comments, family. But I thought I'd bring something that's been more of an ongoing TikTok discussion to this platform because I know there's a lot of censorship of TikTok in the divided states and other countries, but or they're trying to at least. But I don't know if you guys have heard of this blob that appeared in the southern South Atlantic, like near the glass wall, which they like to tell us is Antarctica. And literally it rose up, I think, ever since around the eclipse of April 8th. This massive kind of wave, they're calling it a wave anomaly, came from the Antarctica and with massive, massive waves, and it was making this dark blob in the ocean. And I've been following this very, very closely, family. At first, I don't know, whoever does those global map things said it was, it was a glitch in the system, but then the blob came back. And there's a lady who's been doing a lot of research on it. She's called Glam Ham. And she actually discovered that there was like an island, a secret island that had not been labeled, called Bouvet Island, which seemed to be emitting some sort of vibes or frequencies, family. And the strange thing is, when this blob appeared for the first time and hit the South African coast, there was such crazy weather. And I have a couple of friends in South Africa, family. People got sick. It was like, COVID 2.0, seriously. Like, a very, very strange flu went around and everything. Strange things are going on around the world, family. And sadly, we have not organized ourselves or a platform where we can discuss these things openly and thoroughly and honestly. As much as you guys would want me to do that, and then tomorrow I won't be here to talk about it. But what I will tell you is that there is a serious, serious war going on. The powers that were are still trying to hold on to power, and it looks like what I feel is actually happening, family, is Wakanda 2. Remember how I told you Wakanda 1 was a military, was a psychic, mental weapon to try and expose the real Wakanda in the motherland? Well, what if the second Wakanda was another psychic operation? And there's so much they did trying to kill the Great Mother. Those things don't happen in the Wakandas of our world. But what if Wakanda 2 was actually showing that the next phase of this elite powers that were operation, was to stir up the kingdoms of the ocean? Because there's kingdoms and queendoms of the ocean, right? I only share this because I can't even share enough, family, because there's so much that's gone into this. This has been happening for about a month, and people have found other anomalies and connected those other anomalies and blobs to crazy weather that had not been seen in like 800 years and all these things. The only reason I'm sharing this, family, is nothing is as it seems. Mainstream media is not touching this. We honor the ancestors in the wind. Mainstream media is not touching this story, family. So if you are still relying on the traditional media to tell you what is going on, you're missing the mark in your own life. Because now everyone has shown their hand. There's no more hiding. There's no more Mr. Nice Guy. People are telling you what they want you to believe in the way they want you to believe it. And so I share this not to create panic or whatever, but to show you that most likely you haven't heard about this. And if you haven't heard about this, it's because you're relying too much on the propaganda to tell you what is happening in this world. And in such a season as this, That is so dangerous. Do you know that only 6 companies own all the media houses that get all the green checks for fact checker? And the rest of us, whenever we want to tell a story, have to literally pull our so-called facts from these 6. So media is already so controlled, family. And there's no more waking anyone else up. So I don't know what the purpose of our own media would be at this point. I think it's too late in the game. But learn to look for alternative news. Learn to allow your spirit to lead you to the news that matters to you and to the real news of what is going on, because there's so many distractions, the Diddy distraction. I mean, yeah, okay, it's terrible what he did, but who cares? Globally, who cares? It's one man, like he's just that, you know what I mean? But they'll make that trend on Twitter. They'll push him to number 2 trending on Twitter across the globe. In India, he's trending. In Kenya, he's trending. We still don't get it as a people either. That they pick the worst of us to try and sacrifice, which is like trying to sacrifice our group consciousness as a Black people. But that's way too deep for where we are. Until next time, tuko pamoja.